Right, so I can
Everyone, there are, Jan and Ken brought some zucchini from the ranch. There's 5 of them, but they're like this big.
Well, maybe this new bill that just got passed.
They're on the way out, so take one. Take one, yeah, you go now, take one, there's only 5 of them. But,
it was this most interesting
Being offered last week about the farmer's market made us week, right?
you can plug some of your husband over.
No?
Oh my gosh!
Jan and Ken have a ranch, or they manage a ranch.
Oh wow, that's a big one.
Thank you.
But we're getting them done.
Well, you gotta keep your phone by.
I usually see
Last night, they went up, they managed the ranch.
but it's nicer to cook for
I might have to sit right here, Judd, and keep doing this. Adrian, I'm gonna sit with you. Or unless you wanna keep hitting this. I'm gonna sit.
Welcome to the airport.
Yeah. Judd, do you wanna try my phone instead? I'm about the same.
I don't know if pressing the button matters.
Just leave it? Okay.
Oh, but there is.
What?
What's
It just says low bandwidth, but I think that you don't have to hit OK every 5 seconds.
That's still okay?
It's pretty rough on the live stream. It's just frozen.
Does it feel okay? Or do you
Yeah,
want- is it too
fine, I
cold?
just,
Okay,
Can you try my phone instead?
if you wanted, oh, it's not.
You're gonna have to deal with it. So you have to go to settings
Then it
and.
will interrupt our live stream.
I thought I had some tape.
I have to, then not with me.
Well, this is lovely. Shabbat shalom, everyone. It is so special to be in this space together. And I am moved to try something a little bit different for our lighting of our candles. And so I invite you, if you're comfortable, to join us up by the candles. And I'd like us to bring our community together and light the candles together. And in particular, I'm interested in bringing us just a little bit more close in proximity. If you'd like to keep space because of health reasons, please do. But I'd like to try to bring us a little bit closer in proximity, and I'd like to bring us all to that view. I'd like to bring us all to that view, and I'll share a couple box. Come on.
Go ahead, you guys. Go ahead, Adrian. I'm just going to be stuck here with my tape. You bringing your zucchini?
That's right.
Take another deep breath in with that view, and then we'll continue our service. Blessing over our children, that's on page 48 in our city reading. Hopefully my kids are on their way. Let's take a moment and just think about where our children might be, where our grandchildren might be in the world. If you're willing to close your eyes or lower your gaze and picture them. If you do not have children, think about all the children in our community that help to raise up. Think about the love and support and blessings that you want to send to your children, our community's children. Share the words that ancestors have been sharing generations. Simcha Elohim, Ephraim, Achim, Menashe. May God make you to be like Ephraim and Manasseh. Simech Elohim, Kesara, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. May God make you to be like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Yevarechecha Adonai vayishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yasa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May Adonai bless you and watch over you. May Adonai shine upon you and be gracious to you. May Adonai look towards you and grant you peace.
Page 3.
Shivul
page 11. Who is on page 16 as we welcome ourselves to prayer. Carl usually reads from Ariv Arabi.
He does.
He lives in Seattle. We can't get him. We can't beam him in here. But I was listening. He belongs to Bet in Seattle, and he said last week from Torah, he said, I gotta go. I'm part of the service. So I watched the live stream to see if I could see Carl appear, and he did. And he read a prayer, and then the rabbi said, you know, Carl, if God has a voice, I think it sounds like you. So I've been teasing him about that all week. And now you've got a lot to live up to if you're going to read Marvi.
Would anyone like to read Marvi?
All you have to do is sound like God's voice would sound.
I'm going to focus everyone's attention on the Tetons and the setting sun. The focus of this prayer, the transition from day to night. So focus there, and not on the difference of my voice and Carl's. Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, ubitbuna meshanei iti, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, v'mishmerotehem berakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mifnei choshech vechoshech mifnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, uma'avdil ben yom uben laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo.
Hai b'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv arivim.
Is anyone feeling extra full of love tonight and interested in reading a prayer about love?
You can read it in English.
In English, yeah. English. On the left-hand side of page 17. Who's feeling inspired? Jan, please.
With eternal love, you have loved the house of Israel and your people, Torah and mitzvot, laws and statutes, you taught us. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we arise, we will discuss your laws and rejoice in the words of your Torah and in your mitzvot forever and ever, because they are our life and the way of our days, and on them we will meditate day and night, never to take away your love from us. Blessed are you, Adonai, lover of your people Israel.
כי הן חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהן נהגה יום בלילה, ואהבתך, אל תשים ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Page 18. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושמרתם לבבך ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושכבך ובקומך ושעתם מאוד ידיך היו לטרפות בעיניך וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Continuing on page 20. למען תשמעו ועשיתם מצוותיי V'tem kedoshim le'oichem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeki etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Li'ot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. And we're on page 22. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Ha'amidenu Ha'akeinu L'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Ha'amidenu Ha'akeinu L'chaim. Ushmat Zetenu Umoenu Lechainu Shalom Le'ata ve'ad olam. Sometimes I lay beneath the moon, thank God I'm thinking. I say, please don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, praying for the people to say, we don't wanna fight no more, there'll be no more war. And our children will say, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Ha'amidenu Ha'akeinu L'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Ha'amidenu Ha'akeinu L'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Ha'amidenu Ha'akeinu L'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Ha'amidenu Ha'akeinu. Page 24 is the Chatzi Kaddish. Let's rise for this because we're going to go right into the Amidah. We get a chance to pray together silently. I always think it's really cool to just have a room full of people that are quietly doing something together, shooting up their. Sometimes when I do yoga, I think about like a beam coming up from the top of my head, going out into the universe. And we all sit together or stand together quietly praying. Imagine that somehow we're extending ourselves. Yikadav, Yikadav, Shemeh Rabba, Yamad Yivrach Yotev, Yamlich Machoteh, Achai Echon V'yom Echon, Uvchai Etachon Beit Yisrael, Bakala, Bakala, B'mezuz Achari, B'murami, Yeshmeh Rabba Rabba, Elama Me'almaya Yitbach, Yibach v'yishtabach v'pa'am v'tgoma mitase mitala mitale mitala shvete kudusha revu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechle
our loved ones in need of healing. Alna, Elna, Alna, La. And may God, please God, heal them. If you're willing to close your eyes or lower your gaze and imagine those loved ones that are in need of some form of healing. Physical, emotional, spiritual healing. And picture them, hold them in your mind. Focus your love and your energy and your attention on those loved ones in need of healing. And take a moment to focus that healing energy inward. To heal the parts of ourselves, whether spiritually, emotionally, or physically, that too might need that healing. And we bring that individual love, that individual energy together in community. Let's gather that energy in community. And if you know they would be comfortable with you sharing their name in this space, let's bring the name of those loved ones, the names of those loved ones that we're holding, that we're praying for, into this space. And then we'll bring all of our individual love, all of our individual prayers together in communal prayer for healing. Please share those names if you know they'd be comfortable.
Raymond Blasco, Richie Blasco, Greg Grant, Joe Kaplan.
Ken.
Paul Moskowitz, Sheldon Tang,
Cheryl Glow, Elliot Schultz, Eileen Cates.
Edward Zellinger, Dennis Cohen.
Clay Taylor.
Bernard Kirsch. Mark Teague.
Maggie Radford, Betsy Ash, Gina Sparber, Bev Levin, Devorah Achaya Bat Miriam B'tzidov, Miriam Bat Shoshana B'Faivel Avram, and all those others in need of healing whose names we have not mentioned. come over here. What a special spot for Shabbat, huh? To go from a barn picnic to this sweet little chapel. So special. This week's Parsha is Parsha Ekev. We're in the book of Devarim, in the book of Deuteronomy, and we're a couple of parshiot in. And in this week's Parsha, interestingly enough, standing right here, I think it's quite powerful. In this week's Parsha, the power and beauty of nature, the holiness of the natural world is weaved throughout. For a little bit of context, Moses is standing on the edge of the promised land, and this is what's happening throughout the fifth book of Torah, throughout Devarim. We've come to the edge of the promised land. Moses knows he's not going to make it into the promised land, and he's standing there sharing his final words with our people. Sharing his final words with our people. And there are these beautiful, powerful words about beauty and abundance and what we will encounter. He won't encounter, but what our people will encounter when they cross over to the promised land. And what I believe as I was reading this text this week, as I was reading this space of abundance, I believe with the blessing of all of us living here, we have the unique opportunity to experience and encounter this sense of abundance and beauty regularly. I want to read for you some of the text that made me connect in this way. This is from Devarim chapter 8, verse 7. For your God Adonai is bringing you into a good land, a land with streams and springs and fountains issuing from plain and from hill, a land of wheat and barley, of vines, figs, and pomegranates, a land of olive trees and honey, a land where you may eat food without stint, where you will lack nothing. As I read this, it made me smile. I was thinking about the Snake River and the Grobant River and Ditch Creek. I was thinking about Yellowstone and bubbling springs and the fountains, the geysers. I couldn't find a place in my mind where I could envision figs or pomegranates growing anywhere here, but I thought about the richness of those foods, and I thought about the Snake River Grill, and I thought about Osteria, and I did think about figs. If you haven't been there, it did make me think about figs. And as Moses shares, when we find ourselves in a land where we lack nothing, and in some ways, as we sit here, I feel that. I experience that. We have beauty and abundance. He also shares to remember that there have been and there will be challenges. We read the following in chapter 8, verse 2. Remember the long way that your God, Adonai, has made you travel in the wilderness these past 40 years, in order to test you by hardships, to learn what was in your heart. Now next week, after the sunsets, after the sunsets on Friday and Kabbalat Shabbat, we begin the month of Elul. And this is our time to begin our work of self-reflection, of self-improvement, of teshuvah, of return. It's during the month of Elul that we grapple with the times in the past year where we have fallen short. And in this week's Parsha, and much of the book of Devarim, the book of Deuteronomy, it's girding us for the reality of when we enter into a land of beauty and abundance, it's preparing us for this reality that we may fall short. I want to read again from this week's Parsha. When you have eaten your fill, give thanks to God Adonai for the good land, for what the good land has given to you. When you have eaten your fill and have built fine houses to live in, and your herds and flocks have multiplied, and your silver and gold have increased, and everything you own has prospered, beware lest your heart grow haughty and you forget your God Adonai. I think this is such a beautiful teaching by Moses. Can you picture it, standing on the edge of a place of abundance just like this? And Moses saying, yeah, so much abundance, so much beauty you're about to encounter. Don't let your heart grow too haughty. Don't forget where you've come from. Don't forget God. And on the edge of Elul, as we enter into this time of reflection, it's a reminder for us that at times our hearts may have grown haughty, that we may have forgotten God, that we may have erred in our ways. When I look at the Tetons, and I think, isn't this amazing how, I think about when this cabin was built. Isn't it amazing that they framed the Tetons as they did with that? Stood here still enough, it could be a painting, but to know that it's real, that that's our view, and that that's our home. I am consistently reminded, every time I look at the Tetons, of this teaching of Moses'. I'm reminded of Elul, and I'm also reminded of Psalm 121 that Judd began this evening with. Esa Enai el Hecharim, me'ayin yavo ezri. When I raise my eyes to these mountains, when I raise my eyes to these mountains, I see beauty and abundance. When I raise my eyes to these mountains, I understand how lucky I am, how lucky we all are to be here. I imagine you see this too. But I also see some other things. And I want to pause and create space for dialogue. When you raise your eyes, Esa Enai el Hecharim, when you raise your eyes, when you lift your gaze to these mountains, what do you see? What do you see? What comes to your mind and what comes to your heart? Yeah.
Wonder and awe.
Wonder and awe. Beautiful.
This is the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life.
Beautiful. And we call it home.
I feel like I can breathe a little deeper because I know it is home.
Breathe a little deeper because you know this is home. Someone was sharing in the back too.
It's me, when you see like the Tetons on a billboard or something, and when you're in California, you see that's home. Here it is, right here.
Right here. When you see that image framed somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Yes.
Just like,
Beautiful.
It's the true meaning of the word awesome.
When Bob shared that, Susie, when you're sharing that, I think of Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, the true meaning of the term awesome, and awesome, the sense of awe as a factor that's necessary for us as the foundation for faith. Beautiful. Others? Yeah. Judith.
This is the one place in the world where I actually physically feel my spiritual place. There's something here.
A spiritual home. Adding that piece. There's something special about this place that's your spiritual home. Beautiful. Others? Well, I'll share, and this is a different lens that I might not have shared with you before. When I raise my eyes to these mountains, in addition to what you all shared, I also see destruction and growth. I see destruction and growth. I see geologic forces working slowly over time. I see tension pulling our valley apart. This is a normal thought. I have a geology background. That's the insider information that folks might not know. But I see the forces. This side of the valley pulling to the east. The other side of the valley pulling to the west. Extensional forces pulling our valley apart in two different directions. I see the history of these amazing mountains, and with each movement, each point of growth, every time the Tetons go up, the valley drops down. And we see the raised mountains, but we have to remember that along with the uplift, there's downdrop. And if you want to learn about the actual forces and the rates of change, talk to Kevin. He can teach you about it. And I also see, when I look at these mountains, I see old rocks that are young mountains. Rocks that are billions of years old, but in the scope of what we understand and know about mountains, they're relatively young mountains that are still being shaped and formed. As we prepare for the month of Elul and as we approach our work of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, I think that raising our eyes to these mountains can help us with this work. It can help us remember abundance and beauty and awe. It can help us remember the tensions that might be pulling us in different directions, either individually or in our community and society. It might help us remember our greatness that can rise up close to the heavens in each one of us. And it can help us remember our failures, those moments when our valleys drop a little lower. And most importantly, that even the Tetons, that when we look at them, they look like a picture and they seem so stable and so consistent. They are active and ever-changing. And this is our work to do over the month of Elul, to come, to honor and identify the beauty and abundance in our lives, and to recognize that we still have work to do, that we need to be and are ever-changing, ever-growing. So I think our traditions encourages us, both our Jackson Hole Jewish community traditions and our traditions from long ago, to go into the mountains, to raise our eyes to the mountains, especially at this time of year. Esa einai el hecharim. Raise our eyes to the mountains. And God willing, this process will help us in Moses' instruction from this week's Parsha, that as we prepare for the upcoming month of Elul, we can all, as Moses said, cut away the thickening about our hearts and stiffen our necks no more. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Good, an airplane and a car alarm at the same time.
The car alarm stops suddenly.
Yes, divine intervention.
Divine intervention.
Let's rise for the Eleni one, page 41. Aleinu shaver ladon hakol, latej kedula letzem berishi, shalom asan k'geh ha'atzon, velo shamanu k'mishpachot b'adama.
Adonai
seated. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 44. And we'll take a moment and invite those who are in a period of mourning, who are commemorating a yahrzeit, the anniversary of a loved one's passing, or who are just thinking about a loved one who's no longer with us, to share the name of that loved one. And then we'll share the name of our community members, and we'll pray together.
Norman Goldberg, Dave Glasgow.
Michael Stewart.
Vern Sharp.
Dr. Stuart Joel Abrams, Todd Bergstein, Ellen Doss, Arthur Neil Fracht, Alan Hirschfield, Susan Herman, David Holmes, Jeffrey Joel, Stephen Capello, Phil Kalani, Emmy Knobloch, David Kornblum, Hillary Leverfeld, Jan Levinson, Sally Mortensen, Larry Reeser, Ron Sapel, Scott Stachel, Elliot Sussman, David Turkier, Herb Lipp, Jim Wolfenson, Elaine Wolfenson, Larry Nussdorf, Ron Novak, Eli Sedlin, David Goldfarb, Bob Berlin, Frank Lundy, Bill Bellis. May their memories be for a blessing. It's in your tradition to rise. Do so. We're on the top of page 44. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shem,
Shalom.
You may be seated. And now a word from our executive director.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom, you little Wizard of Oz family out there. Thanks for coming tonight. The picnic was really fun in that crazy barn. Tomorrow, Torah study as usual, 10 a.m.
Yep.
Zoom's on our website. Next week, stay tuned about Shabbat. It might just be me. So. Doing everything. So but we'll have that on the website and an email. September 7th is a Wednesday night, and that is a night our Rosh Chodesh group, women's group, but we include men as well, are cooking for the brand new fire station number 1, downtown Jackson, in their brand new fancy kitchen. And we're gonna cook a traditional Jewish dinner for their staff training night. About 25 people, men and women, firefighters, EMS are coming to do training, and we're gonna cook their dinner. So if you wanna be involved, I sent out an email yesterday. We're gonna do brisket, challah, and kugel, and chopped chicken liver, and desserts. And so if you wanna help cook on Wednesday night, please sign up. We have all kinds of spots. It's gonna be really fun. High holidays begin the 25th of September with our Erev Rosh Hashanah services and party. And that will be out, the whole schedule will be out soon, and tickets just for the party, no tickets for anything else. And anything else I'm missing? Bet Safer?
Bet Safer will start after the high holidays, but we're gonna have kids services for Rosh Hashanah.
Will be part of Bet Safer. So that begins the 25th of September.
And it'll be on Thursday afternoons.
Any questions? I don't know why I have questions. All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Page 49.
Kiddush outside.
Hey Mary, are we gonna do, I think we have this place reserved in September too, don't we?
Possibly on the 16th.
Okay.
Yes.
And then if anyone, Rabbi Laura Geller is coming in for
Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
And,
Carl is the.
and afterwards, I might take her elk bugling that week. So if anyone wants to spend,
Listening to elk bugle, you won't take her elk.
I will not take her elk bugling.
Okay.
She
She'll be
nor I will
listening to
bugle, but we'll listen to elk bugle. And if you'd like to join us, let me know.
What's elk bugling?
Oh, we'll talk.
Oh, it's amazing. In September, you gotta come
Fall,
up here.
fall is gonna be, yeah. fall
We'll
is
be
gonna
here
fun.
first, and then we'll go out and listen to the elk and drink hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's when the
It's really
elk
fun.
are mating, and the male elk have this unbelievable sound. It's called
Jewish
bugling.
ritual.
Jewish elk meeting.
The Jewish ritual.
And it's aligned with the shofar. It's a strange ritual. Yeah.
Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem. So did I hear a Kiddush and Motzi outside?
Outside on the bench over here, you guys. I grabbed a very large zucchini.
Thank you for coming, brother. Thank you.
They're about 4 pounds.
Yes.
See the zucchini? Where you take it?
Oh, you got it? No, I'm just taking them right by.
As you wish. Thank you.
Crunch.
Come on. I'll let you do it. I can't turn it on.
No, you have to go outside.
Bring it on the third foot.
No, I got it.
I got
Okay, let's bring that. What? Season tonight.